Hi Ishita, Bhumi this side from Pharma Vision, and many congratulations to you on clearing your OPRA examination.
Thank you, Bhumi.
Okay, how you feeling right now?
Um, I'm feeling good, very overwhelmed, and bursting with questions in my mind as to what to do, the next steps to be done. It's a bit of commitment and a long journey that I embarked on, but hopefully I would make it through. And uh, you guys and the guests are always there to help. I hope so.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so आप आपका basic introductions दे सकती हैं?
Yeah, sure. So, my name is Ishita Patel. I belong from Gujarat, Vadodara to be precise, and I migrated to Australia about 15 years ago.
Okay,
Um, and I did my graduation, which is Bachelor in Pharmacy from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, back in 2007. Um, it's been a long time, but yeah, this was always in my mind, something to get myself registered here in Australia. But obviously, family was a priority. Now that all my kids are grown up, I embarked on this journey and yeah, feeling good to get it done.
okay. So, what basically motivated you to take the OPRA examination, like after these many long years of gap?
Um, so, as I mentioned, this was always in the back of my mind. So, I've been working, to giving you my background, still continuing it. So, I've been working as pharmacy technician in a public hospital here for the last 12 years.
Yes.
And obviously, medicines and dispensing of medications and knowing about the medications was always been uh, an area of interest for me,
Yes.
which always motivated me to get this done through. And I obviously, I had my Indian degree on hand, but there wasn't a right chance, like right time for me to begin with. But then I came across a friend who had done this KAPS exam previously known
Okay.
um, from the tester. So that inspired me that okay, people have done it before, and probably with the right guidance, it can be done through. And yeah, I made it. And obviously, the testers, all the guidance and knowledge and all helped a lot to go through it. There was a constant, non-stop approach from his end, and his portals and all helped a lot.
Okay. So how long it will take to you to prepare for this examination? Like you were preparing for KAPS, or then you have decided that I'll give the examination, and then you have prepared starting preparing for the OPRA examination.
Yeah, so this thought came into my mind in 2022 when my last child started the school. Um, so back then it was obviously still KPS with much more harder structure than it is now. Not
Yes.
that Okra is any easier, but uh, when I made up my mind to give the exams last year in 2024, this new thing came up that Okra with just one paper and 2.5 hours, which is a reduced structure of the examination,
Yes.
what came into introduction from APC, and then I decided that I was going to sit KPS in November last year, but
Okay.
then I extended a bit to March. And I was the first batch, I knew about it, but since I was preparing from 2022 bits and pieces, I thought I should not be extending it to that stage that I would forget things.
Yes.
And I got the studies more intensified and did the March one instead of the November one.
Okay. Okay. So first you have decided to give it in a November 24, like KAPS, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and then you have shifted to the March 25.
Yeah, March 25, because when I saw the exam structure, it was more focusing, 45% of it focused on the clinical
Yes.
part of it, the patient specific side of the examination, which was obviously more area of interest rather than the chemistry and the structure part of it.
Yes.
So that made my life easier. Also because I had the technician's background, um, it was an effortless journey for me to remember the drugs. I just had to relate it to what I did in my work. So that way it all aligned together and yeah, got it done in March. Yeah.
Okay. So have you noticed any kind of changes in the learnings or in a particularly in you can say the syllabus, like there is uh, any major difference in the syllabus that you have find it, like that I have checked this in KPS but OPRA is something different in this syllabus. So is there any major
So
changes that students need to worry about or anything?
no, so as there were lots of videos that Nitesh sir had published, uploaded. I mean, before the exams that um, we shouldn't be worrying too much about the exam change. Rather, if the life has become easier in the sense of not remembering the structures and too much on the chemistry part of it, but focusing more on the clinical side of it, which was also a kind of approach in KPS, but this is more patient related. But yes, for the sake of doing, definitely I would suggest to the students that do everything that is provided on the portal. Um, um, and yeah, there's not. I would say no. There's no major change, but yeah, focus on the clinical part of it more.
Okay. So OPRA is basically more focused on the clinical part and rather than focusing more on a pharmaceutical chemistry and everything, right?
It's more like applications of what you're learning rather than a straightforward um, answer to the question. Like it wouldn't ask you. There would be some questions, few questions that would say, "Oh, what class of drug does blah 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 belongs to?" But that would be probably an unschooled question. We don't know about it.
Okay.
Um, but more application based, like schizophrenia patient, um, which test or which blood cells test is required for them on a daily basis. That we have to figure it out. That we learn something about clozapine that needs a granulocytosis sites to be tested every weekly basis. So a conceptual and application of what you've learned, and sir has beautifully um, mentioned in all his lectures as to where to emphasize on the concepts which are very important to remember. So definitely that helps out. And yeah, doing it every now and then, again and again, does help you to remember that.
Okay. So you have joined Pharma Vision in 2022, right?
2022, yes,
Okay.
from my memory, yes.
Okay. So since then you are preparing for it, or you have taken a break between the preparation or something like that?
So, to be precise, I work 3 days a week. So I actually back in 2022, I started watching the videos of Sir. Um, it was completely new thing after doing it after 17, 18 years of my graduation.
Yes.
But the way Sir explains in a very casual manner all the factuals and the concepts um, was very like appealing to me. So I got in deep dive into it, and I started doing it due diligently 2 days a week for at least 2 years. And then I got a bit more intense, started doing the chapters again and again. So finally, yeah, it took me, as you say, as you can see, it took me 3 years for me to completely, because I have a busy family life and mom of three, and I could only do things when they are at school.
Okay.
So I had only 2 days a week, but someone who is like single and can give a full-time work, it's not a difficult uh, goal to achieve. I would say.
Yes. So you were just preparing 2 days a week, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, okay. And do you find any difficulties to you are currently in Australia and we are here in India. So in the whole this much difference in online particularly coach in online coaching, do you find any difficulties in learning such topics or anything? And after this much of gap, like when you are started studying the patient care and anything, so how this video lecture is basically help
Mhm.
you to bridge that particular gap?
So for me, obviously some of the terminologies that I had heard after so many long years, it did, like Sir has very well explained everything from basics, right, from autonomic nervous system, somatic, right, starting from the very, very base of it. But I obviously use lots of platforms like Google and other internet things to find out things that I actually did not know at all or have forgotten. But aligning it with Sir's lecture and listening to the lectures again and again makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Like you would find Sir's lecture otherwise not quite understanding, but if you don't understand it the first go, second, third, fourth, I'm pretty sure it's very simple and understanding to go through the video lectures. And the best part of it is that I can do it on my own time.
Yes.
So if I had to do it face to face, and if I had to pick on a time on a Zoom meeting, probably not that much approachable for me. But and those are the one on the LMS are very detailed ones, so that makes more sense for anyone to go back into videos and re-listen to it and understand the concepts.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes, yes, perfect. Okay. So, did you find that this kind of particular teaching methodology will help students more?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I think this is the best kind of approach that all the uh, so and obviously you guys are very approachable. Sir has a lot of questionables sessions before the exams or even chapter wise. So I would suggest do the LMS first and attend Sir's weekly or fortnightly lectures, whatever he does chapter wise, and ask any questions if you have there. But if someone is listening to the lecture very well in the details, I would doubt that they would not understand what Sir is trying to teach. So it's very simple and approachable and very practical way of learning anything new.
Okay. So, other than the material which Pharma Vision provided you over the portal, have you taken any kind of reference? Have you used any other reference material or anything?
Look, there were lots of suggestions around to of people using Lipin code and books like CPR and all. But honestly, I did not find time into myself. Some topics that are very interested to me, say for example, the reproductive system, I would have deep dived into Lipin code and learned more about it. Um, because that book made more sense to me for that particular chapter. But for most of the chapters, I think search material is good enough. Don't waste too much of time in going through 50,000 books in the world. Um, Waste of time. I mean, yeah. And even the chemistry and medicinal chemistry, people have 50,000 books around and
Yes.
structures. I don't think it's worth doing it.
Yes. Yeah, so sir always suggested that at least if you are watching the video properly and understand the concept, then you don't need any reference material, anything extra, like to clear this
Yeah.
examination. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, what about the practical aspects of the exam? You can say the patient profile and anything. So, can you tell me something about this? How this is going to help you?
Uh, So, sorry, the question again? I didn't.
Okay. So, how like Pharma Vision helps you in a practical aspects of exam, like you can say the patient profile and anything.
I think the line got a bit bad. Practical
Practical aspects of the
approach of learning
examination.
this in the patient care.
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, definitely it has technical understanding because, as I said, my work is related very much to pharmacy. So, for me, relating what I learned into my day-to-day practice is definitely uh, very much of use for me. Then you know to learn. Then you know to learn how to do some of the OTC things, some of the manufacturing things, some of the dispensing things. So it's definitely very practical thing to do because you can relate it. And as I said, my background in hospital settings and the fact that I think Nitesh also had a hospital background back in the days when he was doing it here. It went along very well. Most of the examples that he was doing is something that I do every day. So for me, it was just the right person in the right country that I was getting the guidance from. So yeah, thanks to him.
Yes. And can you tell the future students that how you have prepared? Like first you have watched the video, then you have revised it, or you have gone through the soft copy material first, and then you have sharpened that particular knowledge of that particular drug or the specific video. I mean, do you have such timetables or kind of the methodology that you have used through the learning portal or anything?
So as I said, to brush up my rusted knowledge from back in 2007, listening the videos couple of times was definitely step one to go for it. And then reading the soft copies, which was also a very detailed explanation of what sir has explained in the video. If I wasn't clear, I googled a lot of things. That was again the thing. So first I did the clinical part of it, and then I followed all the sequences portal which was doing the calculation part and pharmacokinetics and the clinical the calculations. So I did it simultaneously. So there were days in the week when I did clinical, maybe in the morning and calculations in the afternoon, something like that.
Okay.
And something that I would learn, I would revise it again in the beginning of the week, but yet continue with all the calculations on it.
Okay.
So that was kind of an approach that worked for me. Late nights and early morning wake ups was part of it. A month ago before the exam, uh, it wasn't hard to do. It's about revision. You keep on doing it again and again. It just nails into your brain.
Yes. Okay. So, have you checked the doubt solving session that sir were taking before the examination?
Yes, absolutely. I had attended almost all the sessions that sir had taken before the exams.
Yes.
Um, uh, on regular basis. I did not attend the chapter-wise sessions though,
Yes.
because as I said, I had thoroughly done the LMS,
Yes.
so I did not. That I wasn't doing, um, but I did the applied clinical pharmacology part of it. I did the detailed lecture, and I did the case studies, everything from LMS. So it kept on hammering into my brain again and again.
Okay. So the particularly video lectures that sir were taking for the doubt solving session and the kind of particular questions that sir was teaching like in the live lectures, did you find that helpful, on the last moment if a student is seeing that particular videos, then he or she is able to understand that okay, from this particular perspective I can see the question and solve the question and answer properly?
Um, so to be honest, I would still suggest that when you see the lab lectures of Sir, have a bit of um, uh, your own pace knowledge before you sit the doubt solving, because if you are sitting there for the first or second time that you're exposed to those kind of calculation, it won't really help. But having previous exposure to those questions would help, and that's where I think we should utilize Nitesh's expertise in solving the doubt and not learning it on the first go on that day. So I would say that it's necessary that you sit with a bit of background in those doubt solving questions and actually ask the doubts and not learning it for the first time. You know what I mean? But Sir has again very thoroughly explained all the calculation part, even the tiniest thing of ratios and conversions of metric system and everything. It's very detailed explained in his video lecture. Um, so I think that is enough.
Okay. So, anything more you want to add and you want to share to the students who are still preparing for the OPRA examination? I think there were many students who who are having the gap like the same you have, like you have cleared the B.Pharm in 2007, and in 2025 you are clearing the OPRA examination. So, to any
Mm,
future students, you want to add on something like there are so many students who are afraid to take the examination, afraid to start the coaching. That after this much of gap, how can I do it or
yeah.
anything? Or the any fresher student, like so many students are there, like who have done their B Farm or Farm D in 2024, but they are still afraid of taking this particular step. So, do you want to share any of your experience or anything that
Mm,
definitely nothing is impossible, but if you want to add something so that they can
yeah,
get
but
little bit motivation about the same.
no, I would strongly say and suggest to all my future friends that passion and a strong drive, a strong hunger to get that done would let you do it. I mean, it's not an easy exam to settle. There's the fact that the course is so lengthy, and then it's kind of a challenging exam as well. Um, the passion is the only thing that you will guide you through. Uh, don't give up. Just keep going, keep trying, keep trying. Approach as much any resources as you can to solve any doubts or questions. Um, any time of the day, if you have enough interest in what you're learning, you should be able to make it. So yeah.
Okay. Yes. So thank you, Ishita, for joining. I think this is going to be very helpful for the students who are still preparing for 8. And if you need any kind of help, Pharma Vision is here to help you in each and every steps of your further journey. And thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yeah.
I think I'm
Pleasure
not.
helping.
I think I'm not able to hear you. Hello.
No, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Now, yeah.
Hello.
Yes, yes. I think there is
Yeah,
a.
no worries. Thank you so much, Bhumi.
Okay.
I'm happy to help.
For sure. Thank you so much. And we'll soon, by this week or within 2 to 3 days, we'll soon arranging the session with the sir so you can get help with the further steps of the examinations. Okay.
Oh, no worries. Thank you so much, Bhumi.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for that.
Thank you for joining.